Thanksgiving has been a long-standing tradition in America since 1621, making 2021 the 400th Thanksgiving. Even though it had been a tradition for hundreds of years, it didn't become a national holiday in the United States until 1863, when President Abraham Lincoln gave it that title. In September 1620, a small vessel named the Mayflower left Plymouth, England. On the Mayflower was 102 passengers who were against the Church of England, so they wanted to find a new land where they could express their beliefs freely without persecution. These people are commonly referred to as the Pilgrims. The journey was horrific, but after 66 days they landed in Cape Cod in modern-day Massachusetts. The first winter at this new world was unforgiving, and most of the Pilgrims couldn't even go outside of the Mayflower to continue building their settlement. The Mayflower became a breeding ground for disease and scurvy. Only around half of the 102 original passengers survived the winter. The Pilgrims finally were able to leave the Mayflower around March and got a visit from a member of the nearby Abenaki tribe who spoke to them in English that he learned from other European settlers that were in the area. The Abenaki tribesman returned with a native from the Patuxet tribe, named Squanto. Squanto taught the Pilgrims how to survive, by teaching them how to grow corn, informing them of which plants were poisonous, along with basic knowledge of the region. The Pilgrims eventually formed an alliance with the Wampanoag tribe and they would live in harmony for 50 years. Sometime in November 1621, the Pilgrims' harvest was very successful and the governor of the settlement, William Bradford, decided to organize a celebration. Governor Bradford invited members of the Wampanoag tribe to attend the celebration, including the chief of the Wampanoag, Massasoit. The Pilgrims didn't call it Thanksgiving, and nobody really knows what they ate at the celebration. But the chronicler of the settlement wrote a few vague lines that might be able to be interpreted into them eating turkey, but it can't be confirmed. During the American Revolution, George Washington designated a few days to be a celebration similar to modern-day Thanksgiving, and this would continue up until it became a national holiday in 1863. Before it was a national holiday, it was a holiday that was celebrated in whichever state accepted it. In American houses, people gather around a table to eat a nice meal with family and sometimes friends. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, pumpkin pie, beans, and cranberry sauce are all traditional foods of this holiday. Many Americans choose to volunteer at homeless shelters to aid the poor, whether by simply being there to serve them food or bringing the food themselves, giving the people who cannot afford to have a big dinner in honor of Thanksgiving the chance to do so. Parades are a common part of the Thanksgiving celebration. The largest parade of all, the Macy's Parade, has been attracting an average around 2.5 million people to line up and watch the parade per year. Typically the parade involves massive floats with celebrities or balloons depicting cartoon characters or other elements of American culture. Every Thanksgiving, the President of the United States spares 1 or 2 turkeys from slaughter, and sends them off to nice farms to live out the rest of their days in peace. Some state governors enact the pardoning tradition as well. Thanksgiving has many traditions that have been in place for decades and even centuries and has managed to withstand the changes of time. If you have ever experienced Thanksgiving, you know there is no other feeling like it. Whether you love it or hate it, you know that there is something special about sitting around the table with your family, listening to your family complain about Democrats, and watching the Lions get blown out after you finish eating. Have a happy Thanksgiving.